All right, gang, so this groove that we got right here is a nice little kind of 6/8, 3/4, whatever you want to call it. Everything in 3 is kind of the same as long as 3 is in there. But this has got a lot of different elements happening that makes it a little bit more complicated than your average kind of 3/4 groove, shuffly thing, right? So this is kind of a Latin-based groove because the ride pattern that we do involves the bell and just the breadth of the cymbal. So we're incorporating both of those. We're not just chugging away on the ride cymbal like we're playing a rock beat, right? We got some complicated things happening. So we got that pattern, which is right? So you got to be able to coordinate between that bell and that broad part of the cymbal, right? If you don't get that, it kind of kills the groove, and there's not really much that you can. You're not getting what you could get out of it, right? So that's really key in the right hand, right? Simple backbeat in the left hand, nothing crazy, right? But the bass drum is following along exactly to what the right hand is doing. So it's you got to make sure that bass drum is keeping that time, keeping that groove and that rhythm with the right hand, or else it's not going to sound right, right? So you bring that backbeat in, you got the 3 pieces working together. Another thing, ghost notes in the left hand actually are really key in this groove. If I wasn't doing them, still the groove, but it's missing a little something, right? That little spice that we get from that left hand to kind of fill in the space really makes a difference. So listen to it again with it. Right? Really adds a whole nother layer, right? And a lot of people won't notice it, but they'll feel it, right? And if it's not there, they'll be like, something doesn't feel right about that, right? Another really cool thing about this groove that's really, kind of brings it up to the next level is that the hi-hat is involved, right? But this groove is in 3, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's just how I'm counting it. But in the left, on the hi-hat, with our foot, we're keeping quarter notes. So that's just in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So we've got that going while we have all this stuff in 3 or 6 happening on the right side. So that sounds like this. My 4/4 going. My 3 together, they make what we call 3/4, 4/3, whatever you want to call it. Right? And that's where you get that whole kind of an Afro-Cuban Naningo rhythm is what that would be called, right? But this brings up another great point. This hi-hat is also helping us do one other crucial thing. It's helping us with our timekeeping, right? So I'm not playing with a metronome or anything right now. I'm not playing along to a track. I'm just practicing. And when I practice, I like to kind of have something to kind of ground me when I'm playing. And that left foot on that hi-hat is really good for doing that because that's where I get my time. That's where I'm keeping my groove, right? So this is not only giving me kind of that polyrhythm, that 4/3 thing happening with the right side and the left, right? But it's also helping me keep good time, right? Constantly going, never stops, right? You can't really hear it that much, but it does add another layer that's kind of, just kind of underneath, kind of the undercurrent of the groove that's happening here. So go home, have some fun, experiment with that. It's a lot to put together, so break it down, keep it nice and slow, and just build up slowly, and you'll get it. It's going to be a fun one.